Hi there, I'm Dave Liu and welcome back to another exciting on-prem masterclass. Hopefully you've seen some of our prior chapters and are a guru now around digital media supply chain implementation, onboarding, and change management. Once you've wrapped up implementation and rollout, you may be thinking, yes, I'm done! But don't relax quite yet. For mature companies, this is just the foundation that they can use to continue accelerating their businesses. With your DMSC roadmap in hand, the next step is scaling out your solution across the entire organization. In this session, we'll dive into how you can scale out your new solution for new businesses from an organization, process, and technology perspective. Ideally, by this point, you've already planned for a support organization for your DMSC as part of the original business case development. We haven't talked in depth about that though, so you may be thinking, what's that structure typically look like? Well, it varies by each company and their structure and methodologies, but a typical team structure would be split basically between your ongoing enhancements and support. For an enhancement team structure, it consists of a program manager, that would be the one driving towards your DMSC roadmap and vision, one or more product owners that are ideally representatives from the business side, or someone that really understands the business processes to help prioritize your backlog of user stories and requirements. You'll also have one or more business analysts to help to document functional and technical requirements. And then, of course, there's the engineering team, which may be split between enhancements and support as well. In an agile structure, the team would typically be consisting of a scrum master or a tech lead, an architect that would design new solutions to address the requirements and user stories, developers that are actually creating the new front-end and back-end functionality, QA folks for doing all that testing, DevOps engineers for providing infrastructure support and ensuring an efficient CI/CD pipeline. And lastly, UX/UI resources for helping to create your wireframes and high-fidelity designs. For an ongoing support model, we typically see a three-level approach. The first level is your help desk, whether that's your existing enterprise IT help desk or a new team completely. Having that first line of support to address more basic questions and issues for your customers and end users is really critical. The second level is your application support. This would be your support business analysts handling the slightly more complex items that the help desk may not be able to. Lastly is the third level of application engineering, hardware, and infrastructure support. If the first two levels can't figure it out, these are the folks on the engineering team that are responsible for diving into and really resolving those product issues. This is typically a mix of engineers as well as a support business analyst. From a business unit engagement perspective, most likely at this point, you've started out with a smaller group with simpler use cases to demonstrate some quick wins. From there, applications of your DMSC can span across a wide variety of groups. Leveraging your DMSC roadmap that you put together from Chapter 2, you'll want to start tackling the next business units on your DMSC master plan. For instance, we often see that marketing and communications are some of the key groups that leverage a DMSC initially, given their heavy reliance on digital media nowadays for all their digital web, mobile, social, email, and even traditional physical marketing campaigns. They are the ones that can really benefit from a DMSC by having more digital media collaboration, leveraging review and approval workflows, and even tying together their upstream and downstream systems to gain insights from their analytics in order to personalize content and streamline manual workflows. In the media entertainment space, media operations and various production teams will likely want to get onboarded to your DMSC solution too. That way they can more easily create, find, and use a lot of those digital media assets that they deal with on a daily basis. And if you started out with only domestic and internal users, you'll likely change your perspective to expand that beyond, out basically to your global groups and departments, and even external users as well at this point. With all the various groups involved, keeping them engaged while you're scaling out your solution can be challenging. So you'll want to make sure that you have a strong stakeholder engagement model from the very beginning, basically through your program manager, product owner, and business analysts. When you're starting off with planning, you'll want to make sure to establish and maintain your governance committee relationships, and also work closely with the business to prioritize their features and requirements in your user story backlog. When the engineering team is working on the design and development phase, that doesn't mean things go quiet there. You'll actually want to continue to keep your business stakeholders engaged throughout your agile iterative development process by actually looping them in on sprint activities like your demos and user acceptance testing. And you may potentially even get a head start on doing shadow sessions with your functional and technical team that would be sustaining the system long term. In going through deployment, we like to recommend a train-the-trainer approach, where a select group of stakeholders or your super users can really dive in to become functional experts for your DMSC systems. And those super users will be even more involved as they train out the rest of their organizations. In addition, you'll also want to keep in mind all those change management tips from previous chapters as well. Lastly, when you're in the sustainment phase, often folks think that that's it, but you definitely still need to keep stakeholder engagement here, and we'll cover more of this in the next chapter. Outside of the people and process components, there's the technology side of scaling out your DMSC solution as well. A lot of this relates back to the DMSC reference architecture that we covered previously, and making sure that you've developed a solution that can actually grow with your organization's changing business needs. Some of the key elements required to scale your DMSC technology capabilities would be leveraging a microservices integration model. That allows you to abstract the key functionality from the backend systems in a way that can make it easier to integrate and update or even replace those systems without breaking all the previous integration work. This way you have the ability to leverage your core DMSC functionality across multiple systems and applications. Another element is having a content delivery network, so you can get faster access to your content from any region around the world. And the part that business users really get excited about are the numerous integrations and workflows to help tie together their manual and system processes. For instance, some of the integrations our clients have focused on are tying their DAM or CMS content to their product information management or master data management systems. This way, they're tying in their sources of truth around their data, like product SKUs and product descriptions in the CPG world, as well as things like titles and characters in the media entertainment world. Or tying into their rights management system to show what you have the rights to distribute on whatever channels and whichever regions. You can also tie into media asset management systems for more integration to upstream editing platforms and downstream video-centric publishing and broadcast workflows. Integrations with other work-in-progress collaboration tools help to do things like markups and annotations on your digital media, and even 3D modeling tools to help to view models and generate as many new product snapshots as you want based on your needs, and with just literally a single 3D source file. There are a lot of gotchas to watch out for as you're scaling out your solutions across your entire organization, but here are the top 5 things to keep in mind. First, make sure your initial system wasn't sized too small or on a system that doesn't scale easily. You want to make sure you're considering your long-term growth flexibility during your upfront solution evaluation and design phases. Second, size your operational support team appropriately, because if you're supporting a global 24/7 operation, things can get pretty busy for them. Third, don't wait too long to engage your operational support team. If you want your team to ultimately become functional experts, make sure to account for their engagement and time early on to develop and build up that knowledge through shadowing. Fourth, be agile and continuously optimize. We'll cover this more in the next chapter. Lastly, don't wait too long to engage your business stakeholders. Keep them engaged and excited throughout your entire solution development process, and even beyond that, so that they're essentially becoming your functional experts and also your greatest advocates. With all these various people, process, and technology considerations to keep in mind, you can scale out your DMSC solutions across your entire global organization. That's it for this chapter. Thank you guys for watching again, and hope to see you again next time. Bye.